Thank you.
Anyway, so the Wilkins goth, I met him once, hung out with him, and he's like, he hobbles around, but his face doesn't move because it's like perfect. It's like got so much work done to it.
It's frozen in time.
And we went drinking for 24 hours.
No.
Yes.
And why did this happen? What's more interesting about this story is the minutiae of this. Is this when you were doing the project?
I'm in South Korea with Richard Wilkins.
And why?
Whoa.
To interview Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Why with him?
Because the Terminator movie is coming out and ended up being a big flop.
Are you a doer? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, I asked him, I asked Richard Wilkins to do a podcast with me.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't really understand what a podcast is.
Wow.
And I was
It's like what you do on TV, Richard, but there's just no cameras.
It's like the radio, but you don't get paid unless people listen.
Exactly, yeah. And I was like, it's the future. I'm like, whatever. And then he told me, he's like, I don't know if it's the future. And I'll never forget this bit. He said, commercial TV has never been in a better position.
Whoa. Maybe for him, though, because imagine, like, he would just be on top. It's like someone who, can do gigs all the time. It's like when you talk to someone who can never, like, get gigs and they're like, I just can never get a gig. And I'm like, oh, there's gigs on.
Yeah, like there. If you look, there's... But he's the opposite.
But he's, like, got the best... He's like, yeah, it's never been a better position. It's like, yeah, because you're earning the most money.
And he will be on till he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, yes, which can't be far off, seeing he's in his 90s or whatever. Like
he's not in his 90s.
Anyway, so
yeah. So you're with him.
So I'm with him, South Korea, and there's no other Australians there. It's like a South Pacific press junket. So just due to the fact of our nationality, it felt like we were on the front line going to war.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I were just like, I guess we'll hang out.
The boys were back in town.
Yeah. And then so we went. He also kept trying to speak Spanish to the like waiters and stuff because he thought they would have a better chance of understanding that than English, which is crazy to like, we're in Korea.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he like, that's the bit where I was like, what? He would always be like, muy bien, muy bien. I'm like, Richard, what? Like, they're not going to understand.
His mind, his beautiful mind.
Yeah. We got really drunk, drank heaps of soju or whatever. And I was only there for 24 hours. I flew in, met him.
Yeah.
We got on the absolute sauce.
When in Rome.
Exactly. 9 a.m. we woke up, interviewed Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then he was like, let's go individually. I went after him, and then he was like, do you want to go for a long lunch? And I was like, yeah. And then so me, him, and this British guy just went drinking till like we had to go back to the airport.
Did he pay or did you have like a company
Well,
card
this is what, so I was like, this is racking up. This is going to cost us a lot of money. And he was like, first rule of these junkets, always charge it back to the movie. And I was like, how do you even do that? And then he goes up and then he goes, charge it back to the these are the details. And he like pulled up whatever, I don't know, some email he had. He's like, charge it to this person. And then we left.
In my head, he's doing that and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like, charge it to him.
We should be doing that. We could be doing that. What are they filming in Sydney right now? The Great Gatsby.
Little Women.
All right, it's 20:06 now.
We go to lunch at Totti's and we're like, just charge it to the 9 Perfect Strangers account. Yeah, it's shot in Byron Bay 2 years ago.
Toddy's isn't even that expensive.
I've never been. I just hear the words.
Yeah. Anyway, the update on the story. Anyway, so I am about to leave to go to the airport. I've been in Korea, and then Richard Wilkins hands me his business card.
Yeah,
and he's
I've seen it. You've shown me.
Yeah. I was there was a month where everyone, I think in Sydney, saw that business card.
You should have got it laminated or something.
People think it's your business card. It's Richard. You just keep showing it from Richard Wilkins.
Well, his email address is like something crazy.
Big Dong
it's like
69
Richard,
at Hotmail.
It's like Richard at.
Big Dick in Town at Gmail.
I'm so glad Richard Wilkins doesn't know what podcasts are because if he heard this...
Totally.
Is this the third episode he's come up, I think? Now.
Yeah.
He's kind
in a row? Because Becky and Cam went on...
And we talked about
on the
it
show
as well.
the other... Have they been on the podcast to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
You
good.
better believe it came up.
Anyway, so I get the his business card and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is so good. And I'm like, been drinking all day. So I get on the plane and I just fall asleep straight away. It's like a 10-hour flight and I wake up.
The dream.
I get a tap on the shoulder in Sydney. Like I land back in Sydney. So it's just like and it's just been overnight. I get back to Sydney at 6 a.m. So it feels like I just had a crazy big night and I'm kind of like getting back into my house and I'm like, did any of that even happen? And I reach in my pocket.
No.
And I pull out the card and I'm like, it wasn't all a dream.
Shit.
It was real.
And then I ended up showing...
And that's the first chapter of your memoir that comes out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And well, this is anyway, so I then showed everyone that business card over the next probably month or two being like, this is pretty funny. I've got Richard Wilkins. I think one of my friends took a photo of it and then rang him in the middle of the night, and Richard was like, fuck off or something.
No, that's so cool.
Anyway, whatever. But anyway, so long story short, I weirdly just got invited to Richard Wilkins' house. This is where the story goes now.
Are we talking about from
Recently?
now?
As in last week I did. But not through... So my girlfriend, she works in TV. She's working on Love Island at the moment. One of her friends, another editor, she is engaged to Richard Wilkins' son.
No!
Wait, the Prince Wilkins?
No, not the prince.
Oh my God.
There's another son. I think he's
the
not
Duke.
the prince. The Duke.
The heir to the throne? Where is he in line?
Well, I don't know. He's still got keys to the castle, though, because the engagement party is at Dickie's house.
Si Casa Wilkins. Oh, imagine that. You wouldn't go to a restaurant. It's like there isn't a restaurant nicer than this.
Well, apparently, so it's in, I know the suburb it's in.
No.
Yeah.
Overlooking the water.
Yeah.
Lower North Shore.
One of 3 suburbs it could be in Sydney. So.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently full harbour views. Anyway, I'm going. And so it's like, I guess it'll be me and Rich. I don't think he'll remember. This was only last year.
Oh, wait, you got the invite because of your GF, right? Because she's friends with the girl who's marrying Prince.
Yes.
Richard Wilkins' son.
Yes.
One of the sons.
Yeah, one of the sons. The
But
Duke,
it's
apparently.
a bonus because you know him.
She's kind of
So I know him.
Kate... Fuck, what's her name?
Kate.
Kate... I've ruined the whole...
Wait, what is this?
You know, the one that's...
Kate Middleton?
Yeah. I wasn't going to say Meghan Markle.
I'm a Pippa fan, personally.
Pippa, of course.
Yeah, we all love
that
Pippa.
ass.
That ass. Pippa
Girl.
Middleton's ass. Google search image.
How many years has it been? Can we just stop talking about Pippa Middleton's ass?
Yeah, that is true. She would love to know that people
Oh
are
my
still
God.
talking about it
Yeah.
on podcasts.
She knows.
Totally.
Anyway, so I'm just quite worried that because now my girlfriend Jules has told that story to the couple that are getting engaged, including the son,
The Duke.
the Duke. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a
Bridgerton
pretty
now.
good story or whatever. Like they quite like the story. And I'm just worried that I'm going to get there and they'll be like to Richard,
Oh, yeah.
look who it, like a big deal, and be like, and look who it is. And then I'll be like, and he'll have no idea who I am.
Wow, that sort of seems like a really small problem to have.
But also,
oh no.
no, but don't, the story kind of reeks of me like hooking up with a girl at school camp. Because it's like I went to South Korea with this famous guy, hung out with him,
Yeah,
we
you're
got drunk,
obsessed.
gave me his business card. And now if it can't be validated when we get back to the real world, it looks like I'm just lying.
You're worried he will like just outright deny.
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
I think he's TV royalty, which means
Yeah.
that man is going to schmooze your tits off. That man is going to be kind, caring, sweet, charming, make you laugh, make you feel included. It's his son's wedding.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be you're in the mafia now.
Oh,
TV
God.
mafia.
And
I would
he-
love to join the
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
He probably like doesn't remember you, or even if he doesn't, though, like TV people or famous people like that, they would have like a technique or something. They'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
of course, I remember when we went to the bar." You know? That
Oh,
makes-
but I do that even when I
Yeah.
run into open micers.
Yeah.
That I have, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
good to see you again. They're like, we've
Yeah.
never met.
You ran
in
into
your
me,
life.
you were like, hey, babe. And I'm like, what's my name?
And I'm like, is it Carissa? Carissa Concetta?
Francesco Ferrari. That's your alter ego.